So welcome everyone. This is our mobility and flexibility class. It is our third week already out of 8 weeks. So kind of moving through this 8 week term. It's like putting on like seeing how much calories we burn or what we're able to do. So anyways, let's go and get started. We'll start with our facial exercises, work from our neck down, um, do about half of the session in our chair, and then transition to shoulders while we're standing up, some standing exercises or stretches, and then some floor stretches. So if anyone has any requests on a muscle group or joint that you want to work on a little bit because you're a little bit tight, please just go on the chat and let me know so we could focus on that a little bit more. So don't be shy. All right, so let's go ahead and just open our jaw as wide as we can. So open wide, look up, that jaw open, and then once you've reached up, bring your lower jaw towards your nose. Feel a nice long stretch going on through here. So we're gonna do about 8 to 10 of those. So again, open wide, up, and shut it. Again, we're working. So, and this should be like a very exaggerated opening of the jaw and then closing it with a firm pull. It shouldn't just be like a gentle pull. It should be pretty firm, like you're really straining to bring that jaw up. Do two more. This one. All right, great. All right, so let's go ahead and then just start with some palpation movements. So gentle massages. So just from your earlobes, just lightly down your jawline. Just kind of bring your fingertips running down from your earlobes down to your chin. Just gentle massages. All right, and then let's go from our side of our eyes down to the side of our face. It's very gentle here. All right, and then let's just go with the soft part of our knuckles. So just not the actual knuckle, but the gaps in between our knuckles. Let's just kind of gently just run those through our cheek. Morning, Ms. Ramid. Stay Jen. Welcome. We got Jen and Karen. So, and then just a reminder, I know we've had folks sometimes there may be two of you behind a computer and you're both enrolled in the class. But if you just sign in into one account or one Canvas login page, it's just gonna count time for the individual that logged in. So if you want to switch back and forth, I know we've had some folks in the past that share a screen. So yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead. Inhale through your nose for about 4 seconds, and then make a little windpipe and exhale. And it should be pretty forceful. Your core should get tight, and you should be a little bit out of breath. Okay, so inhale and then exhale. Really exaggerate. Get all of it out. Relax. Okay, do it again. We'll do 7 of those. Very good. Three more. Last one. Perfect. All right. There we go. Last one for our face is we're just gonna puff up our cheeks with air and then just move that air bubble left to right. Your cheeks will probably get a little sore and then also move it upper lip, lower lip. Okay. So we'll spend about 30 seconds doing that. So try to focus all around your lips. And relax, release. Okay. All right, we'll start with our actual stretches now. So just gently look left to right. And we'll focus a little bit more on the neck too. So I'm gonna ask you folks to go grab a small rag or towel, probably like a medium-sized towel, or you could grab a sweatshirt, a t-shirt that's laying around. I feel like when you have little ones, there's clothes laying around everywhere. So um, left to right and gently. Now we're gonna look left and then add a little bit of pressure on your chin so you stretch a little bit more. And you're just gonna hold that gentle push should add maybe another inch or two of range of motion to your left side. And switch. Look to your right and push. Very good. Now up and down. Just look up and down. Yeah, so after Saturday's race, I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do with my goals. And I think most of you that have been with me for a few years now kind of I've shared that I try to like lift and was trying to compete. Um, but I feel like that's just kind of fading away and I don't have much desire to do that. But when I race, I really enjoy that. Let's go ahead and bring our hand top back part of our head and drop that elbow down. Just feel that gentle stretch in the back of your neck. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna take a step back from lifting. Lately, I feel like lifting has been like 80% of my workouts and 20% has been running. So I think now I might be like 70% running and like 30% lifting. Because I think I want to race more. I miss it and um, yeah, I just I don't see myself competing in like a lifting competition. Um, but I do see myself racing, so we'll see how that goes. Kind of going back to the roots. All right, now let's do both hands and then applying a little bit more pressure. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and just look up and push up our chin a little bit. Not a lot. None of this should be painful. We're just stretching. And once it starts getting comfortable, you could probably apply a little bit more pressure and increase your range of motion. 3, 2, 1, relax. All right, sit on your left hand. Bring that right hand over and allow that right elbow to drop. Yeah, so I think since I'm doing that transition, I'm gonna try and be out there on the trails a little bit more and maybe more running. So if I'm ever, I know during the week it could be tricky and I usually practice with my team on Saturday mornings. But you folks are always welcome to come to the sites where we're training at. Um, obviously they're gonna go and do their runs. Most of them will be running 8 to 12 miles. But sometimes we have some folks just join us and they go on their walks from the same spot that switch. So I'll share that. And then I think yeah, I'm not much of a party animal or anything like that. So I'm not up late on Saturday nights unless the kids keep me up. So I think I'm gonna try and do some hikes or longer runs on Sunday as well. Um, but yeah, but I'll make sure to know about a week ahead so I could share that with you. If not, I'll post on the Canvas page. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and start working. Oh, actually, let's grab that small rag or towel if we have one nearby. So go ahead and grab that. Have a little bit of water. You have it nearby. So have my sweatshirt here, just a regular hooded sweatshirt. So I'm just gonna kind of fold it a couple times. So I have more room on the length side. Okay, so here are the arm sleeves, and then here's the core of the sweatshirt. So I'm just gonna bring that here behind me, and I'm just gonna pull forward, okay? And I'm gonna pull forward and then slightly up, and just hold both for about 20 seconds. And we really just want to rotate our head. We don't want our torso to be arching back because then that really doesn't um, give your neck much range of motion. We want to keep our torso straight. And if you feel like the stretch isn't there very much, then you probably just need to pull up a little bit more and relax down. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to pull forward and then turn to your left. And again, try to avoid moving your torso. We just want to move our neck. All right, so now facing the same direction, what we're gonna do is since we have both my sleeves here, okay, my right hand is gonna pull down on my left sleeve, okay, and then my left hand is gonna grab that right sleeve, and I'm gonna run that sleeve right on my jawline down here by my chin, and I'm gonna rotate to my left. So I'm pulling down and pulling left here. should apply a little bit more pressure. You should feel that stretch more. Breathe. Should be inching to your left a little bit more with every breath. And relax. Okay, so same idea. Left hand pulls down on that right sleeve. Right hand comes over. Make sure it's by your chin. And now pull to your right. Pull a little more. All right. And we could put that away. So nice little stretch there. Okay. We're gonna move down to our shoulders now. Okay. The shoulders. Just seated snow angels here. Okay, we have about 17 people on right now. It's great. I think back in 2020, that summer, we had a strength and conditioning class at I think at 12 p.m. or at 1 p.m., like right at noon. And I remember there was this one day where let's reach up, push up towards the ceiling. There's this one day where I was on and no one signed on. It was pretty warm and no one wanted to work out. And then I think I was just kind of over it. And right before I signed off, I think Ella came in and I asked her, I'm like, hey, do you want to work out? And I think she said like up to you. And I was like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow because I think during that summer break, that's lean, right? We had most days of the week. But but yeah, it's just funny that, there's a day or two where it was just one person in the Zoom class and now we have 17, 20 plus some days. It's nice to see. Which I don't know if you remember that, Ella, but yeah, long time ago.
I'm usually done working out by noon, so
Yeah.
I probably wasn't that eager.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. All right, we're gonna go ahead, like I said, continue with our shoulders. Shoulders could get slightly tender and sore if we just stretch them out all the time. So we'll go back and forth between our back and our shoulders. So we're gonna do some shoulder circles. So just go back, up, forward, down. Reverse. Okay, very good. We're gonna do our Arnold press wall, just like a shoulder rotation. So here, and just come out. And, um, we're gonna do our cat scratching pose. So sit towards the edge of your chair or the front of it. You're gonna reach up towards the ceiling. Your hips are straight. And we're gonna try to keep our back straight. So reach up towards the top and claw your way down and pull back. We're gonna do 8 of those. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, very good. Let's bring that arm up and then just drop that forearm downwards. A little bit of shoulder rotation here. Okay, we'll switch. Here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good. Bring that right arm across. Does anyone have anything fun going on this week or plans? No. Staying in. Switch. Okay, a little bit of arm stretching. So just palms are facing the screen and then just doing a shoulder tap. So try not to rotate your upper part of your arm. It's just going to be from your elbow to your forearm that are moving. All right, palms up and then push down. So a tricep press down, stretching out those triceps. All right, let's go ahead and work on our back a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and then just grab a hold of the back rest of the chair. Legs are pointing forward and just a gentle turn to your right. It's gentle, just hold it. And we'll switch. Great. Let's go with some hip openers. So just sitting near the front of your chair and then bring that leg out. Bring it out and then just that knee might want to collapse. So just keep it upright and putting some pressure on it. Everyone's quiet today. Everyone's, most of you are being shy. Only Cherise has her camera on. Switch.
I overslept. I'm still waking up.
Yeah.
I woke up at 6. I wake up and I feel pretty good. And if I fall back asleep, that's what kills it.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Julian randomly kicked me at like 4:45 and I was just in and out of sleeping like every 10 minutes and then my wife decided to start making fresh orange juice with the machine at like 5:50 in the morning. So there's just this constant humming going on for the next hour. I was like, okay, I'm getting up. Let's go ahead do our performance stretch. So right ankle, that left knee. But yeah, just trying to eat a little healthier, more colorful stuff on my foods. So I don't want to become too dependent on just my protein shake for protein. And I also take like this super green foods powder, but I'm like I should probably eat more fruits instead of just that. So I found a new one at Costco. Let's push down on that right knee. So the one that I was taking was this green one. It tasted like mixed berries, but it supposedly has veggies in there. And I found one at Costco that it's pink. It's pinkish, but it's because there's beets in it. Hopefully there's beets in it. You know, I feel like these companies sometimes could put whatever they want on their labels, especially if it's a supplement. Um, so yeah, but you eat it or you're drinking it, and yeah, you could. It's not tasty. It just tastes like beets. So I think that one may be a little bit better quality. But yeah, I've been just listening to more audiobooks and reading a little bit on recovery after intense workouts or just in general after a hard effort. And there's some correlation with speeding up recovery. There's some chemical in beets that accelerates recovery, and then also um, yes, like just looking for something that has beats in it. And then what else did I listen earlier? Yeah, like there's always been, kind of like mixed reviews or studies on what speeds up recovery. And there's been more consistent finds with ice baths. So I know Charisse, you do those dunks in the cold plunge. But yeah, there's actually studies that anywhere between 4 to 15 minutes in there, that there's benefits to that. And I think with the younger, not necessarily younger, but the more active type, I think they saw the best results when they hop in there 4 times a week, which it's a lot, but let's push down. But yeah, but if there's someone who's really getting after their goals and it's more of a performance goals, not so much of like I just want to be active, but it's I want to run like under 4 hours for a marathon or under 30 minutes for a 5K, something more specific like that, then yeah, I think something to consider. Um, what else? Compression. There's a study on compression. Um, and I think most of it, what they said was that it's placebo. But if you have an item or an object that has like the right amount of pressure for your body type or for your that muscle group, there could be some benefits. But sometimes if it's too tight, it could be detrimental too. So you just gotta be careful. That reminded me of like iron as a supplement. Because most supplements that you take, or if you would take, let's go ahead and recline back, bring that knee up, and then just extend. Most supplements, if you take them, your body's pretty good at excreting them out through urine. But iron is one that if you take too much, it could have harmful effects. So that's why the compression stuff reminded me of that. Because most stuff, it's either going to help you or it's not going to do anything. But then there's some things that you could take or consume that could actually backfire. So yeah, so before, if you just feel like, oh, I need more iron in my food or in my diet, probably want to get that checked out first and find out from your doctor how much you actually need. You don't want to just wing it. So, and that's with iron. I think other stuff, not that you could be careless with it, but it's not as it's not gonna have an effect on your body if you have a little bit more with some supplements. All right, let's go ahead and bring that leg in and out. Some leg presses. Yeah. The other one I didn't hear too much about or any information on was Epsom salt baths, but I want to look into that a little bit more too. So which so again, because there isn't a balance component to this class, but I feel like it's important. We're gonna do our chair standing squats. So again, so we'll do 8 of each. So feet are here, no hand, and then just stand up and sit back down. Make sure that the chair's right behind you. You don't want to miss it and fall. So you come up, no hands. Okay. Once you've done 8, take a little breather, drink a little bit of water. Okay. Next one. Right leg is extended or elevated. If it's elevated, it's going to be the more advanced. Extended, next advanced. So you could just drag that leg closer to you to make it a little bit easier. Okay. And then my right leg extended and 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and we're gonna switch. Left leg is extended and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Awesome. Okay. We're just gonna be here, back up a little bit. Give me about 20 heel raises or calf raises. Just gently lift your heels off the ground. So I was thinking of, applying a little bit more to the class. So I think what I'm gonna do is, so we could remain active the next 4 days as well. If you like, this is not mandatory, but I think, since we typically like this first, 8 weeks is, total body workout and flexibility and mobility. And then, the next 8 weeks is gonna be, I believe strength and conditioning and lower body strengthening and balance. So now let's bring our toes up. So what I was thinking is for this class, giving you guys like a video homework assignment that you could, I would recommend doing it on Friday or Saturday, but maybe putting a recording for lower body strength and balance. And then for our Monday class, doing a strength and conditioning homework video. So now we're, instead of us meeting twice per week live, now you'll do another 2 sessions on your own. But again, if you're very active on your own already, then you don't have to do that stuff. But like I mentioned, yeah, we typically do want to work out about 150 minutes per week. And yeah, so if you just need that guidance, I'll be up there. Yeah, I think it definitely wouldn't hurt. And it would also help you get ready and prepare for the next 8 weeks too, so it's not too brand new. So let's go ahead, elevate that right leg and do our ABCs. So just ABCs here. I'm gonna ask you folks to soon to go look for a little golf ball or a canned good, anything that's small that we could roll our feet on to roll out our arches. So just start thinking where that object might be so you could go right now and go look for it. But yeah, just to roll out our arches a little bit. And we'll switch. Calf is still a little tender. I thought I was gonna go for a run 2 days ago. That didn't happen. Yesterday didn't happen. I might try after this class, but maybe just like a mile or 2. Still kind of feel it. Okay. All right, so let's go and grab that golf ball. Golf ball, can good. I like the golf ball. It could be a softball too. If you have one. Actually, I use my lacrosse ball a lot. So, lower you guys a little bit. So essentially, this is just kind of foam rolling for the arches. Okay, so I have my golf ball there or my lacrosse ball, and we're just gonna push down on it. And then just apply a little bit of pressure as you're moving it. Just roll it back and forth. Don't mind me, just trying to eat my berries. Yeah. If you ever walk by a golf course, I'll guarantee you, if you look next to the fence line, you'll find some golf balls. Okay, so now let's find a little area where it's a little bit more tender. So just kind of move that ball around, that object. And once it feels kind of funky or a little bit tight, then not directly on that spot, but just above it, hold it and push down. So we're just gonna try to relieve that tension a little bit. So you don't want to go straight on the spot where it hurts. We're gonna go right around the perimeter of that. All right, let's go a little bit lower in that spot and push down. Let's go to the right of it, push down. Now to the left, got a little bit of pressure. And just go back and forth, just relax. Just kind of loosen it up. There go all around. All right, now we're gonna switch sides, go to the left foot. And then again, just kind of massage it. All right, find that spot that's a little bit tender. Okay, so let's go right above it. Push down. All right, right below it, push down. Okay, now to the left. To the right. And then just relax back and forth. All right, so let's get on our feet. We're gonna do some standing stretches now. Grab that foam roller or that broomstick. We're gonna work on our shoulder mobility. All right. All right, so we're here and just gentle left to right. Let's go up on that left shoulder a little bit more. So we'll do 8 of each. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 30 degrees forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 60 degrees forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 90, right in front of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, towards the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, right side. Right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 30 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 90 right in front of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Towards the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's go behind the back. And then up, 2, up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're gonna lift. Okay, so from here, lifting back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. All right, you can put that away. And we're just gonna do a little bit of standing stretches. So just trunk rotation, just gentle left to right. Your legs remain stiff and grounded. Okay, ab circles. So legs are there, torso is nice and stiff, but we're rotating at the hips. 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, and 8. 8. All right. Standing hip door opener. So high knee, and then out and down. So you'll see a lot of this in our balance class when we have it in about 5 weeks. You can drive that knee up, like out, down, up, out, down, up. And 2 more. Last one. And then we'll switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. All right, big hula hoops, so big wide stands, just big hip circles. Go round and round. Wide hip circles. Switch directions. All right, we're gonna do our hamstring stretch. So this one is where we grab a hold of our ankles. We just grab a hold of your ankles and then we bring our hips up and hips down, up. We're gonna do 12 of these. Down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're doing 12. 10, so just extending. 11 and 12. Very good. Right, and then let's actually get our yoga mat and finish off on the floor. We should be done in the next 10 minutes or so. We'll grab that yoga mat, drink a little bit of water if you'd like to. Around the finishing stretch. There. Okay. So around the floor, we're gonna go belly down. Just belly down. And just rest on your elbows while we're here. Let's put our hands where our elbows are. So just right there. And you're gonna do a press, and now shouldn't be painful, so don't exert yourself. If it's uncomfortable, then just drop back down to your elbows. And I want your back, your head and your neck to be straight with your back. So just look forward or diagonally down. But I don't want you to look to your left or your right. And then from here, one solid movement, we're gonna bring our glutes to our heels, okay? So reach back, glutes to your heels, head down. Reset. Let's bring your right arm under your left underarm. And come here. So if you're here just now, you're gonna go under and just drop on that right shoulder. Very good. And switch. So left arm goes under that right underarm. Resting on that left shoulder. Very good. Right, we're gonna go. We have a few left. You're good to go. So here on our fours, we're gonna do our cat cow, okay? So look down, you're gonna inhale, arch up, exhale, arch down, suppress. So we're doing 8 of these, 8 of each. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Again. We're gonna keep it going, about halfway there. Last one, arch up. And arch down. Okay, from here, you're gonna move your hands, shift your hands to your left side. Your legs don't move. Okay, so from here, arch up and bring your glutes back. Just feel the stretch on your right side, your right back. I usually feel this between your rib cage. You have little muscles, which you know are for your eating ribs. That's what you're eating. But anyways, that muscle group, that's what I'm stretching right now too. So your intercostals, that's gonna be the muscle between each rib. You should feel that. If you're feeling that stretch on the side of your body, that's what we're stretching, your back and your intercostals. Reset. Let's aim for that right side now. So shuffle to the right side, arch up, and drop your glutes back. Last one we're gonna do is just a kneeling stretch. We're kneeling here. Right leg comes out. We're just gonna drop forward. And just hold that stretch. You should feel that in your inner thigh. None of these should be painful. Should be comfortable. If you can lean too far forward, then just slight lean should do. All right, bring your torso upright, rotate your torso towards your leg, and lean towards it. Very good. We'll switch for our last one. So left leg comes out and we lean forward. Right, turn your torso and lean towards that leg. Back and relax. Alrighty. So on Monday, we burned around 350 calories. More intense session. Today is about 160, so about half as much. So again, not too bad for just stretching. But again, if your goal is to, I know everyone has different goals, but if one of your goals is to possibly lose weight, you have to pretty much burn close to about 3,000 extra calories to drop 1 pound. So it's, to me personally, it's a lot easier to control what you eat than to go and burn 3,000 calories, because to burn 3,000 calories, you pretty much have to go like on a 30-mile walk, and that's about 3,000 calories. So yeah, so if your goal is to do a little bit of weight loss, then watch what you eat. But again, these classes will supplement that, and that's why I kind of want to incorporate those other recordings, because if you now incorporate a strength and conditioning class in another one of these sessions, then yeah, you'd be on your way to possibly be losing 2 to 3 pounds a month if you just apply that. And that's if you don't change your eating habits. Now, if you change your eating habits a little bit more to the healthier side, then yeah. And I think all of us, I could be wrong, but I think all of us maybe have like a little habit. It could be like an extra sweet, or that extra piece of bacon, or something that just we don't consider and consume. Sometimes that's enough to offset a workout like this. But any questions before we head out? No questions. All right, so yeah, I'll make sure I put the recordings on Canvas, and yeah, and then otherwise I'll see you folks on Monday. So everyone's turning on their cameras now. What's up with that? So,
Thank you, Julio. See you
all right,
Monday.
folks, you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your
Thank
week.
you.
Take
Thanks,
care.
Julio.
All
Thank
right,
you.
bye, ladies. Bye,
Bye.
folks.